Well, I want to thank Jason for giving me the opportunity to second the nomination. And, you know, I have a little joke I tell at times like this, and if you heard it, please don't stop me because I don't have another one. It's about this little girl, very smart, 5 years old. Father reads her fairy tales every night, you know, Mother Goose, Little Red Riding Hood. So one day before he starts, she said to him, Dad, she said, do all fairy tales start with the words once upon a time? And the father thought for a minute. He said, you know, they don't. Some start with the words, once I'm elected. So we don't have that fairy tale here. I think that, you know, I knew, and I know Jason's grandfather and grandmother. They helped me a great deal when I first ran. And that's why I was, in particular, when I ran for Congress, 1980, 1982, they were there for me. And then when I ran for the state Senate, particularly, they worked hard, especially his grandma. And obviously we miss her a great deal, and she was a special person. Somebody who always was upbeat, always was happy. I never saw her not smiling. And so I was proud to be involved a little bit with Jason on his mayoral run and on his 2 years in office. He calls all the time. He wants to know what's going on in the legislature. He comes up to the legislature. As Kathy said, he's a hard-working guy. I mean, I really don't know how he does it. He's got a family, he's got a business, and he's got this job, and it's incredible the amount of effort and energy that he's put into this. And, you know, we talked about it today. I talked a little bit to him today. We talked about how strange it is in a way, you know, that in a state that's such a blue state, you know, we really are. We voted for Democrats for president, and, you know, we got 2/3 of the House is Democratic in the state, 2/3 of the Senate Democratic. That when it comes to electing CEOs, you know, chief executive officers for towns, we have a lot of Republicans. And so I did that before I came over. I thought about it a little bit because Jason and I had talked about it. And I thought, you know, out of the 13 towns I represent, 7 of them have Republicans as first selectman or mayor. One has a petitioning candidate who is a Republican and has served as Republican in the past as first selectman. And then the others are Democrats. So how does that happen in a state that's so heavily blue state? And then you look at the CEO of the state of Connecticut. We haven't had a Democrat since Governor O'Neill, 1991. It's a long time. And I think the reason is, you know, because when you're talking about people in the legislature, you're talking about maybe debating, you're talking about ideas. But when you're talking about somebody who's running the town, you're talking about the person who has to be there when the rubber meets the road. You know, he can't just talk about the problems, or she can't talk about the problem. She's got to make it happen. She's got to make sure the town is safe, the roads are plowed, the potholes are fixed. And so they look for competent people. You know, and you use the word competent, and you say, well, gee, that doesn't sound too lofty, you know. It just sounds like what the word's thrown around, like icon. You know, everybody's an icon. You know, Princess Diana was an icon, and Walter Cronkite was an icon, and Michael Jackson was an icon. No, don't disrespect any of those people. But when you use words like competent, they don't seem to carry much weight. But I think right now that's what we need. We need people who are competent and capable, because we have tough times. And the mayor here has done an absolutely phenomenal job for the town of Vernon. I mean, you got to think that he has a less than 1% increase in spending. That's truly incredible. We can't even come close to this in the state. We're still hammering away with things that people call cuts, or are small reductions in the percentage of increase. And this is why we need leadership. You need people who understand what the problem is. Because I tell you, I'm not optimistic about it getting better anytime real soon. Our revenues in the state of Connecticut are down. They're down in every single aspect of revenue raising, whether it's sales tax, income tax, corporate tax, gaming revenues. All of this is down significantly. So people who are running these towns in our state of Connecticut are going to have to do better and better and better unless we have a dramatic change in our economy, which nobody's predicting. So, what I'd say is this, that, we've got somebody here who's a proven product, and competence counts. And if it didn't count before, if you could get away with glitz and glamour, it counts now and over these next 2 or 4 years. So I think we got a guy who's done a marvelous job for the people here in Vernon. I'm very proud to be his friend, and I want to second the nomination of Jason McCoy.